I'm Sierra from what used to be known as Anime Beauty by S&B, but we're now named Sierra and Brienne. And just, if I sound a little out of breath in this video, it's because, as you can tell, I was just working out. I'm very sweaty, very warm, very out of breath. Yeah, I decided to go on the Solly Folly. That's a big spider. Okay, we're just gonna move away from the spider. I don't like spiders. Okay. Anyways, running away. Okay, now that the big spider's gone, or now that we've left the big spider, ow, I'm gonna trip over things. This is not the start to a video that I wanted to do, but we're dealing with it. Anyways, so I decided to train on a bike, one of those like stationary ones, and honestly those things can yeah, they're pretty good cardio. I haven't worked out in like a really long time. I started to run a little bit. As you guys know, I'm doing like learning a new skill thing. I decided to try and run. That hasn't really worked out because of the whole not wanting, like, I'll go outside for like walks and stuff, but I try not to go out very often unless I have to. And also the fact I don't like to run in front of other people, because when I was younger I was made fun of for my running like a lot. So now I'm kind of embarrassed by it, even though I shouldn't be, and I know I shouldn't be. But I would only run like at 5 a.m. when nobody else is awake. That way I don't like run into people in the street and like have other people see me run. But I don't really like to get up at 5 a.m. So that hasn't honestly been working out very well. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, and this, sorry if the hiccups. The Swedish was going okay. I've taken a little bit of a break. I don't know, I haven't really been very motivated lately, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because like of stress and the fact that like everybody's bored all the time, or what it is, but I haven't really had the motivation to do stuff. But I decided to start working out again, because I used to work out all the time. Like when I was in high school, I took a fitness class, and then I would, depending on whose house I was at, if I was at like one parent's house, I would walk to school, the other parents I got a bus. But if I was walking to school, it's quite a walk, so I kind of counted that as like a workout, because walking actually sometimes can be better for you than running. Especially depending like how far you walk and stuff. It's also a lot better for your joints, and I would try to walk like pretty quickly because I was going to school and I don't want to have to get up at stupid o'clock in the morning, so I'd leave pretty much at the last possible minute and basically have to speed walk there, and it would take me like 40 minutes to an hour depending how fast I went. So yeah, and then I would get to school and I would work out first thing. That was my first class, was fitness, so I'd work out, and then generally even at lunch I would try to like walk around a little bit. And then when I got home, it depending on like which home I went to, the one home I would walk to, and then the other one we had a treadmill. Or was it a treadmill or an elliptical? No, it was an elliptical, I think, because was it a treadmill? I don't know. We had one of those machines. Anyway, so I used to work out on that, and then sometimes after dinner before bed I would do another workout. So that's, how many times a day was I working out? 1, 2, 3, 4. I was working out like 6 times a day. And now you would think that working out 6 times a day, in your head you're probably thinking, wow, your body must have been amazing. It really wasn't. And that's because, okay, honestly, like, my eating habits were also very, very unhealthy. And not in the way you're thinking. It wasn't like I was going to McDonald's every day. It was I wasn't eating properly. So the fat that I did have, my body held on to as tightly as it possibly could, because it was like, oh my god, we're starving, like we're in survival mode. Like, so I was never really that skinny because my body was in survival mode. But then I would hardly eat lunch. Oh, I should probably put a trigger warning on here. Yeah, I'll put that in the comment below. But I'd hardly eat lunch. I would weigh myself and measure myself 2 or 3 times a day. I would not go hang out with friends because I was worried, like, if we went out to dinner, to the movies or something, there'd be food involved, and I didn't want to eat in front of them, and the times I did eat, I generally would throw up. Now, I can tell what you're thinking, which is, you had an eating disorder, which those are classic signs of eating disorders. So at one point I talked to a psychiatrist, because she could write prescriptions for medicine. So talking to a psychiatrist, and I brought my concerns to her because I had a lot of friends be like, Sierra, you need to go see someone, like you have an eating disorder, like this is not normal, you're ruining your life, you're sick all the time, you're throwing up randomly, you can't keep food down, like whether you want to or not, like there's something wrong, you need to see someone. So I saw a psychiatrist for something else, and when I was there, she's like, oh, do you have any other concerns? And at the time I was like, well, it's not really a concern of mine, but like a lot of my friends keep saying they think I have an eating disorder. And she's like, okay, well, how much weight have you lost recently? And at this point, she said like within the past 3 months. Now at this point, this had been going on for so long that I was no longer losing weight because my body was really good at storing on to all the fat it had. Which I was like, oh, I don't really know, like maybe 5 or 10 pounds, like, which I mean is kind of a lot in 3 months, but I was like, it's, you know what I mean, like I was trying to pull it off because I didn't think I was too thin. Like at that point I didn't think anything was wrong. And then she's like, oh, what are your eating habits like? And I was like, well, I mean, I throw up a couple times after I eat, but like and I'm like, it's not very often. And she was like, well, how often? And I said some bullshit number that was not true at all. And she was like, well, unfortunately, you're not skinny enough for us to treat you for an eating disorder. And at the time I was thinking, yeah, see, like I knew I was too fat to have an eating disorder. I knew there was nothing wrong. Like I'm just doing this because being skinny is healthy and I want to be healthy. No, that's not how it works. It's really not how it works. Trust me, really, really not how it works. And if you're doing any of these things, please go see a doctor, and not the one I saw. And so I was like, oh yeah, like I knew I was too fat. But then I went and I saw another psychologist a couple years later, and I told him all of this, and he was like, no, you had an eating disorder, yep. And he talked to me about it, and when I said, like, at this point I'd gotten a lot better, and like I had a really good support system, and I'd seen therapists, and I was kind of at the point where like I didn't really care about my weight anymore, and I was like had kind of gotten healthy without the help of a psychologist, which is very, very difficult to do. So if you do have something like that, do not think that you can do it without a psychologist. Please see one. I was just very, very lucky. And then he turned around to me, he's like, are you sure? Like, are you lying to me? Like, trying to figure things out, where's that one? She just believed me, and she was just like, oh, you're not skinny enough. You're not skinny enough? So basically, I was ruining my body, overworking it, starving myself, and there was times where, like, I even wouldn't drink water because I was, like, didn't want to gain water weight, like, I was obsessed. It was bad. And she was like, said I wasn't skinny enough? Really? Really? I'm sorry, but an eating disorder does not come in any shape, weight, or size. An eating disorder is, you know what I mean? So it's really annoying because a lot of people wouldn't believe me when I turn on. I'd say like, oh, because after a while I started to like realize like, okay, no, this is a problem, and I'd say, I kind of want to see if I can get treated for an eating disorder, and they look my body up and down and be like, yeah, no. I'd be like, I haven't eaten a proper meal in like 3 days. Well, it would be less than 3 days. But actually no, it wouldn't, because I wouldn't have ate a proper meal. I would have ate like a cheese string or something a day, and like a yogurt, and then I'd go and like run to like burn it off, and I'd be like, and the meals I did eat, because I was like with family, I'd go and throw up, and I'm like, no, yeah, this is wrong, and I want to stop, but I can't, like, help. And people be like, well, you could stand to lose a few extra pounds, so I'd be like, so me being thin is more important than me being alive? Cool. I'm glad. I'm so happy. But yeah, like I said, I'm really lucky because like I found a really good support system. But anyways, so the reason it's taken me so long to work out is because I don't want to get back into that habit. I want to try and find a way to work out healthily without overworking myself, and I want to be able to find a way to eat healthily without being like obsessed with what I put into my body. And I want to be able to just be healthy and not like that. So it took me a really long time to be comfortable with working out again, because I found before like I would work out a little bit and I would just the entire time, instead of being like, for example, I went for a run, instead of being like, oh cool, I'm going for a run, like look at the pretty trees and this is fun, like la 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 la, I'd be like, okay, how many calories am I burning, how many like this, like, you know what I mean? It was like I was obsessed with the numbers. Whereas now I've noticed I'm able to work out and I'm not as obsessed with the numbers. Now I did measure myself the other day with a measuring tape. But when I saw the numbers, I didn't like instantly cry. Just high five me. Yeah, I didn't instantly cry. And I mean, okay, I'm not happy with the numbers, but I'm not like, I now know that my personal worth isn't based on those numbers. And the only reason I did it is because I do kind of want to know, like, if I lose weight, I do want to know how much I lose. But I'm not obsessed with some arbitrary number of, I must be like 110, 115 pounds. Like, and I think I got down to like 130, which I know, okay, yeah, 130 probably isn't that small, but at the same time, the way I did it was really unhealthy. And then, like I said, once I hit that number, my body just kind of was like, at that point, went into survival mode. But I was like, oh, at first it was, oh, I'll hit 130 and I'll be happy. And then I hit 130 and I wasn't. And then I was like, well, I want to be like 100 pounds. Like, I'm only 5'3". I could be 100 pounds and be healthy. Like, I could probably be less. Like, look at this girl. She's 5'5" and she's 100 pounds and she looks great. That girl didn't really look so great. But that's what I thought looked good. I still think it looks good. Like, I still think that you can be 5'5" and 100 pounds and look good. Like, as long as you're healthy. People have different bodies and different weights. Like, it doesn't really matter. But now I'm more focused on, like, okay, how far can I run without running out of breath? How, like, much weight can I lift? How much, which right now is not a lot of weight. But that's the thing, is I'm starting at the beginning again, and now instead of being obsessed with, and the thing is I did actually at one point get quite strong. Like, I had a lot of muscle on my body. Like, my legs were great. They were like pure muscle. They looked like a dancer's legs. It was great. And I did like my legs at that point. That, you know what I mean? Like, I was okay with my legs. But I went from being able to, like, hardly lift 5 pounds to being able to lift, like, 105. That's a lot of weight. Like, okay, no, it wasn't 105. It was like 85, I think. Something. It was pretty high. Like, it was a big jump. So you know what I mean? Like, now I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, if I was to be able to lift 85 pounds again, I'd be pretty darn happy no matter what size my body was. So that's what I want to start working on again. Because you know what I mean? I'm no longer obsessed with what my body looks like. Now, obviously, I still have those days where I'll look at, pictures of models and be like, I wish it looked like that. But I think everybody's going to feel like that once in a while, no matter how mentally stable they are. You know what I mean? Like, and the other thing is, when I was doing this, you know how you go on Pinterest and you, like, save pictures of girls in, like, bikinis or in workout gear because you want their body and it's motivation. And, well, I used to do that with girls whose bodies I would never have because my bone structure just doesn't work like that. But I was saving pictures the other day of girls who actually have the same body type as me, girls who maybe they had a little bit more weight to them, but they still were muscular, and they still, not super muscular, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, something that is actually realistic for me to achieve. Like, I've always had big breasts. It's, like, most people probably know, it's no secret. Can't hide them. But I seem to, for some reason, save pictures of girls who were flat-chested. That's not going to really work for me. I'm never going to be flat-chested, no matter how much weight I lose, unless I get surgery. So, I don't quite know what I was thinking, because even at my smallest, I still, like, I'm never going to be flat. And then I also have quite a big butt. Yeah. So, which, it's funny, because I used to hate it, but now a lot of people will turn on to me and be like, oh my god, like, you're so hot, you have great boobs and a great butt, and, like, you're curvy and you're pretty, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I am curvy, I do. But anyways, I used to just focus on where the weight was that I didn't like. But I'm never gonna have a flat butt. I'm never gonna have a small one. And, like, my thighs, even when they were super muscular, they weren't small. Like, I'm not ever going to be a size 2. Like, I know at my smallest, I think I was, like, a size 5, which that was, like, when I was really, really unhealthy, so I do not want to be a size 5 again, because I don't know if I could get there healthily, but, like, a size 5, 6-ish, depending on the pan. But, I mean, I would like to be able to do squats again, right? I would like to be able to lift things again. I would like to be able to run to my mailbox. My mailbox isn't, like, right outside my house. Like, it's probably about Okay, really, it's not that far. I'm not a great runner. But I would like to be able to run to my mailbox and back with, like, no issues. So that's where I am on my workout regiment. Yeah, I'll probably do another check-in with you guys with the whole, like, skills thing, and stuff like that. But I wanted to check in with you guys. Anyways, I am so sorry for not filming a lot lately. Like I said, I have not had the motivation. But I swear, I do love you guys. I am thinking about you. Please stay safe and healthy. I love you. Cheers.